What is the deal, beautiful people? Back again. Long hiatus. It is your boy, Uncle Rizzo, or Ramon, depending on where you're seeing this video. I'm putting this on both channels. I think it's just a story relevant for both channels. Both channels meaning Ignorant Gamers, where we do all of our gaming stuff, gameplay, reviews, trash talk, so on and so forth. And Lifestyles Defined, LD, where we do all of our technology stuff, so on and so forth. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to the other, check in the description box. You'll find the links to the other. So some of you guys notice we've seemingly slowed down for a while. We've been not as active as we should be, especially in the wake of the Windows 10 stuff going on. That's actually because I was down. My rig was down, so I came home one day and the rig would not stay on, and frustrated I was. I noticed I turn it on, it seems stable, and then you actually start doing something. You launch an app that required the least bit of processing power, and it would just turn off. So my instinct told me it was something to do with cooling. Opened it up, checked with everything. The fans weren't connected. So that was a shocker. I spent almost a little under $2,000 for this system. And by a little, I mean like $40 shy. So I was shocked to see that the fans weren't really connected. And for those of you wondering, I got this from CyberPower PC. And I still hold that company in high regard, even outside of that. And the fans weren't connected, so I went ahead and connected the fans, and they would come on, but the damage was already done. The system was still shut off after a little while. So I contacted support, and they pretty much agreed with me. They came to the conclusion that it was the water cooling unit. So they went ahead and replaced that. They sent it out to me. That entire turnaround was like a week and a half. A week and a half without your rig, especially your editing rig, when there's stuff going on, that's killer. So got the replacement, put in the replacement, let the system run for a little while before I connected everything back, and it stayed on fine. So when I went to connect the monitor now and put everything back in place, I got no picture. No video display. I couldn't tell you how frustrated I was. And I tried everything humanly possible, man. I tried moving that thing from slot to slot. I tried, display port, HDMI, DVI. It just wasn't happening. So again, time passed and I was forced to wait until the next day to contact support. And they said send it on in. Now, this is a huge problem. This thing weighs about 45 pounds, and they are in Cali, and I'm in New York. So that had to wait till the weekend. And, I wasn't extremely happy about that. And the important part here is that they do have some really good customer care service. The reps are responsive, and they do a good job at troubleshooting. And they, from the conversation we were having, the guy knew I knew what I was talking about. So he didn't take me through the ringer. He said, hey, just send it back. That's the fastest thing we can do. And it could have been either the motherboard or the graphics card at that point. And I thought it was a graphics card because the motherboard really wasn't giving any warnings. Everything was good there. Ooh. He got screwed on that one. Yeah, but so I sent it back. It cost me about $180 to send that guy out, like an expedited 4-day ground shipping, which was pretty pricey, but it had to be done. They received it in the advertised 4 days as for FedEx, and I think they received it on a Friday. But I had to call. I found myself initiating the calls to find out what was going on with the RMA, and that frustrated me a little bit. At one point, they finally got me a status and said, yeah, we did some testing, motherboard's okay. It is in fact the graphics card. So whatever damage was done by rendering videos without fans connected, pretty much did its thing on the graphics card as well. So, okay, great. I felt good. They found what the problem was, and the solution was obviously a new graphics card, but they did not have it in house. So I actually have the GTX 780 Ti, and it's a dope card. So, days went past, I didn't hear anything, and I called up. I said, hey guys, how about if I pay another $200-$300, whatever extra, to get the next step up graphics card if you have it in house. And that wasn't something they were willing to do. In fact, they had to transfer me to sales and then this one to see if it could be done. So at the end of the day, no, that's not something they did. They only do warranty replacements. They don't do quote unquote upgrades. Okay, fine. A few days later, still no card. I'm still calling to find out status, and turns out the card was on back order. So a good 2.5 weeks go by, and I finally got some word that yes, your card is in. I spent another $50 to get it sent to me next day delivery, and I mean the entire process was painful because I had to edit the videos that we did have on my old media center PC. It's no monster, but it's good enough. It's good in a pinch, obviously, right? I got the videos out and everything's okay there. But, it was such a huge inconvenience. And I don't want to minimize the fact that these guys had great customer care. And they really, they really took care of the product how they said they would and they're supposed to. But this is where something like an Apple store really starts to show its worth. Remember the gateway stores back in the day? It's, as a consumer, it's just such a huge win that you could take something and drop it off for service, for repair, somewhere in your vicinity. There's great value in that, man. I think it's, as a a self-proclaimed Apple hater, that's one of the things that people like myself often overlook. And getting into the quality of the products and the longevity of the products and all of that, and the culture at Apple, those are all separate discussions. But one I find that we don't have often enough, and it's something that I just happen to stumble on with my past experience, is the convenience of a consumer store, and a nice one at that. I gotta give a round of applause to Apple, man, because I find myself really having these sinister thoughts of, fuck this, I'm going to get a 5K iMac and boot camping and be happy. And if it breaks, I'll just, get in my car and drive 20 minutes down the road and drop it off. Here, fix it. Call me when it's done. And that's worth a lot, man. And it's not only PCs and laptops that Apple fans have this liberty, this privilege. It's their phones, it's their iPads. I mean, think about it. Something happens. Sometimes we're lucky enough AT&T will take care of us, but you got to send it back still. You know what I mean? Unless you're like us in New York, there's repair centers everywhere. But it's not always a great experience like it is at the Apple store. So I just want to give a shout out to Apple for that. Again, let me not minimize CyberPower PC, man. Their site is dope. Their entire getup is dope. They took care of me. Frustration aside, it was just bad timing, but they really did take care of me. They sent it all back in one piece. They put all the packaging back in there to protect it with shipping. They did a good job, man. And their product lasts. I've really been tremendously happy with my rig. It's money well spent. And if I had to do it again, I'd definitely do it with them. I'm really a fan of their site. They got these counters where you could start with a generic rig setup, and then you can pull up a game and say, okay, I want to get 120 frames in Battlefield. And they'll say, yeah, well, you need this graphics card and this power supply to run that, and this much RAM. It's just a dope setup. If you're looking to get into the gaming or PC market in general, check CyberPower PC. Give those guys a huge shout out. And they don't only do like $2,000, $3,000 system. They got a lot of budget stuff too. and they have a lot of sales as well. So yeah, my rig is back. I'm really happy. I just got done installing a bunch of shit. First on my agenda is Adobe Premiere. I'm gonna be looking to move away from Sony Vegas and start doing Premiere for a lot of our editing. So it may take a while. I'm gonna have to learn. I don't think it'll take me any more than a week or so to get the basics down to where the videos are presented like you see them now. But yeah, that's on the agenda. That's coming soon, and we'll do some Windows 10 stuff. I got a lot of stuff lined up. It's good to have my rig back. Hopefully you guys still hanging in there with me. Like the video, comment, subscribe. We love when you subscribe. Lets us know how much you like the content. It's your boy Uncle RZA. I'm out of here.